guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm the crochet designer here behind A Crafty Concept. In today's tutorial I have something that's super fun and also can be very marketable if you sell your finished makes, and that is a crocheted crown. I'm gonna pop up a picture of me wearing the crown because if I put it on right now, my room behind me is such a mess you won't even be able to see it anyway. So here's a picture of me modeling the crown that we are gonna make today. And I'm going to show you step by step from beginning to end how to make this beautiful crocheted crown. A couple of things you need to know before we get started. This guy is made in one piece. That means 2 tails max that you need to sew in at the end of this project. Can I get an amen? 2, I have created a little PDF download for you guys of ways you could market this crocheted crown to your audience if you have a crocheted business. So be sure to wait till the very end of this video and I will tell you how you guys can grab that freebie before you leave. Last but not least, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you like crochet tutorials or business tips on how to start and grow a crochet business, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And that way you will get notified whenever I upload new videos. Okay, enough jibber jabber. Let's jump right into the pattern and see what you need to make yourself a crochet crown. Here is everything you will need for this crochet crown pattern. A skein of Mighty Stitch worsted weight yarn from We Crochet or Knit Picks. A pair of scissors. These are also from We Crochet. A tapestry needle for sewing in your ends, and finally a G 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. This one is Clover Moore brand, which is my favorite hook brand to work with. Gauge for this project is 10 single crochet stitches by 10 rows. Should give you a 2.5 inch by 2 inch squarish. I'm the worst at making gauge swatches, but that was me giving it a good try. Okay, to start making our crochet crown, we are going to take our 4.0 millimeter crochet hook and our Mighty Stitch worsted weight yarn of our crown color choice and make a slip knot. And then chain 32. And 32. Then we are going to single crochet 1 time in each stitch all the way down the chain in the back bumps, starting in the second chain from hook. So this is the first chain closest to our hook. We're going to start in the second chain, but we are going to be putting our stitch in the back bump. So if you just tilt your work forward and look on the back of it, you will see that back bump connecting each of your chain stitches. That's where we're going to place our single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, not under like I normally do. In this pattern we're yarning over like traditional. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 single crochet. We're going to go all the way back down our starting chain, giving us a total of 31 single crochet stitches in the row. Okay, after you get your 31 single crochets in the back bumps all the way down, you can chain 1 and turn your work to get ready for row 2. We are going to single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches. So we're going to insert our hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert our hook into the second stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That is our single crochet decrease. We are taking 2 stitches where there was 2, there's now 1. Then we're going to single crochet down the row for 27 stitches, and we're going to end again down here with a single crochet decrease. So I'm going to start by putting single crochets in the next 27 stitches. And again, I am yarning over for this pattern. It affects the finished size. If you're used to following my patterns, you know that majority of the time I yarn under because I taught myself that, and it was a weird way and I just can't really get out of the habit. But for this pattern specifically, to get the sizing right, I need to yarn over like most people do. Okay, we've almost got all 27 stitches in here. Now we have 2 stitches left in the row, and we're going to single crochet decrease over these 2 stitches. To do that again, this is the last time I'll go over it, so don't worry, I'm not going to do it for every row. We're going to insert our hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert our hook into the second stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops for our single crochet decrease. Chain 1 and turn your work, and get ready for row 3. We're going to start with a single crochet decrease, just like row 2. And then we are going to single crochet 25 times down this row until we get 2 stitches left, and we will decrease over those last 2. So I'm going to do 25 single crochets down this row. Okay, once we get 25 stitches and there are 2 stitches left in the row, we're going to decrease over these 2, making it just 1 stitch in its place. Then you can chain 1 and turn your work and get ready for row 4. Row 4 is going to start with a decrease stitch, single crochet 23 times down the row, okay, 23, and now we have 2 stitches left in the row, and we are going to single crochet decrease over these last 2 stitches, chain 1, turn our work, and get ready for row 5. We're going to start by placing a single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches. Then we are going to single crochet in the next 21 stitches. 21. Now there are 2 stitches left, and we are just going to single crochet decrease over the last 2 stitches, chain 1 and turn our work. For row 6, we're going to single crochet decrease over the first 2 stitches. Then we are going to single crochet 1 time in the next 19 stitches. 18 and 19. Now there are 2 stitches left in the row, and I'm just going to single crochet decrease over those 2, chain 1 and turn my work. Now that completes the end of our decreases for this crown point. We're going to do our increase rows now, and it's going to start to go like this, and then decrease, increase, decrease, increase all the way until we get 90 rows total. So let's do rows 6 through 11 here together, and then we will do the rest off camera. I'm sorry, rows 7 through 11. We've already done 6 rows. Okay, so for row 7, we're going to start by increasing in the first stitch. So just putting 2 single crochet stitches in the same spot. 1, 2, that is a single crochet increase. Then we're going to single crochet 1 time in each of the next 19 stitches. And then when we come back to our very last single crochet, we're going to single crochet increase by placing 2 single crochet stitches into the same space. Chain 1 and turn your work. We're going to start row 8 by placing 2 single crochet stitches in the first space for a single crochet increase. Then we are going to single crochet 1 time all the way down the row until there is 1 single crochet space left. So this is going to be 21 single crochet stitches. Okay, and there is 1 space left, and that is where I'm going to place my single crochet increase. So 2 stitches in the same space, chain 1 and turn our work. For row 9, we are going to start by placing an increase in the first stitch, then single crocheting 1 time in each of the next 23 spaces. 22 and 23. We have 1 stitch left in this row, and we are going to place a single crochet increase right there, so 2 stitches in the same space. Chain 1 and turn our work. We have 2 more rows to go before we start our repeat. We are going to increase in the first stitch, single crochet 1 time in each of the next 25 stitches. We have 1 stitch left in the row for our single crochet increase. Chain 1 and turn our work. And now for row 11, we're going to increase in the first stitch. 1, 2, single crochet 1 time in each of the next 27 stitches. 26 and 27. Now here in our last single crochet space, we're going to single crochet increase, and then that will give us 31 stitches in the row. And if you remember, we had 31 stitches in row 1 as well. Chain 1 and turn our work. That is going to be what you guys will repeat for a total of 9 repeats, giving you a total of 99 rows in your adult size birthday crown. On the last repeat, you won't repeat row 11. So that's why there's a total of 99 rows and not 100. So just repeat rows 2 through 11 9 times, leaving off the last row 11, giving you 99 rows in your crown. Okay, after we finish row 99, we are going to join this row with our row number 1 to make a circle. If you look at your work, you should have these 2 tips count as 1 tip, because when they come together they're going to make 1. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little tippies on our crown. So insert your hook back into your loop after row 99, and I did chain 1 at the end of that row and turn my work. Now I'm going to match up my 2 rows, my first and last rows together. And if you remember, row 1 has 31 stitches and row 99 has only 29 stitches. I'm going to do the join as you go method to join these 2 pieces together, but I'm going to increase in the first and last stitches. That way this one can join to match this one. And I'm going to show you how to do that, so it's not very hard. I'll show you. So with my hook still in my loop after row 99, I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch over here on row 1. And then I'm going to place a single crochet right in that stitch. Then I'm going to pull up a loop, take my hook out of my work, go into the first stitch over here on row 29, grab my loop, and pull it through. Now I'm going to single crochet into the next space over here on row 1, pull up a loop, and go back into that same spot. This is counting as my increase. Grab the loop and pull it through. Now we will do we'll just line up each row and pair them up together until we get to the end, and then the last 2 single crochets down here will be joined into the last 1 stitch down here. So I'm going to just continue using the join as you go method, joining these 2 pieces together. If you are not familiar with the join as you go method, definitely give it a try and see how you like it. This is my all-time favorite joining method. I use this for everything that I ever have to join, like granny square blankets, or I do it also on the brim of my Claire bun beanie. So I just really think this gives it a nice clean look, and it's faster for me. And sometimes with just single crocheting or slip stitching it together, I get a weird join, or it's not as stretchy as the rest of the piece, something like that. So that's why I prefer the join as you go method. But if you absolutely hate it, you can do slip stitches and join these 2 pieces. Also, if you struggle with the difference of of stitches in the 2 rows, you can just add 1 more row, so you'd have 100 rows instead of 99. That will make your one little tip will be a little bit off from the rest of them, but it will make your stitches line up. So if that's easier for you, then go on ahead and do that. Okay, I'm coming up to the end over here. I have 1 more space on this row, but 2 more spaces on this row. I'm going to single crochet and then join into the last stitch on this row, and then do the same thing on the last stitch in the other row, and then just join right back into that same spot. And that will make my numbers line up. And then I'm just gonna, I don't know why, I think that's my starting chain, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pull that one through. Because that, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull this up, and then I'm gonna grab that tail and pull that tail through. That's what I'm gonna do. There. Okay, now we're gonna chain 1 and pull up a loop so we can see what we've got. Our crown is completely closed now, and we are going to fold it in half this way, single crochet around all of the tips together, and then our crown will be complete. Okay, so now that we are going to fold our crown in half horizontal, and we're going to match up the tips of our little crown. So kind of fold it up like this, like a cuff. And line up your tips, and then just kind of adjust it with your hands. Okay, and then we are going to insert our hook back into our loop and begin to, and I'm just going to drop this tail right inside there. And now I'm not even going to have to sew it in. If you prefer to have a sewn in tail, you can go ahead and take your tapestry needle now, sew in this tail, and hide it. I'm just going to shove it into the inside of my crown, and then I won't have to sew in any tails at all because nobody's going to be able to see what's between the 2 pieces. So now I'm just going to make sure my seam is lined up and begin to single crochet the 2 halves of our fold together, making sure to line up the stitches with one another, so each stitch on each row, it's completely symmetrical. So line up the stitches and go through both at the same time, and then just place a single crochet like normal. And it's the raw edge, so you're gonna have to make your own spots for your hook to go, but it's really not hard. And as long as you keep your stitches lined up, you will be just fine. And to make sure you keep your stitches lined up, I just keep checking my placement like this before I make my stitch, and I can see that they are where they're supposed to be. I will show you when we get to one of our tips what we're gonna do. Okay, and this next space right here is the very top of my tip of my little points, and I'm going to stick 3 single crochet stitches into that spot just to make my tips more defined and shapely. So there will be 3 single crochet stitches in the top of each of your crown points, and I'm just going to continue single crocheting these guys together, and then when I come back we will finish them off together. But like I said, if you just keep lining up your triangles by kind of situating your crown halves before you make your next stitch, they will be lined up. And I know that it going in the raw side is a little bit difficult, but you'll get into a rhythm and it will look amazing. So I will be right back after I get this completely attached. Okie dokie, after you finish single crocheting around all of your crown tippies, making the front and back pieces of your crown go together, we're going to join into the top of our first stitch over here. And then cut our yarn. And if you see like these ones, these tips compared to these, you see how these look like they're kind of hunching forward? All you have to do to fix that is kind of grab the top 3 and pull them gently and kind of readjust with your fingers, and then your tips will sit nice and pointy. Okay, after you get all of your 10 crown points situated, we can either hide this tail into the inside between the 2 panels of our crown, or we can just use a tapestry needle and sew it in. After you get your tail sewn in, you are more than welcome to stop right here and have yourself a really pretty, classy crown. But if you are like me and slightly fabulous and just a little extra, we're going to get creative and add some pom-poms to all of the tips of our crowns. Okay, so this did not turn out as I had imagined in my brain, and sometimes that happens with crochet design and any design for that matter. I filmed myself making all of these pom-poms and trimming them and all of the things, and then I put it on my head and I looked like a king's jester or something like that. So I decided just to cut those suckers back off and keep my crown plain Jane. I really like that look, but I think you could pull off the pom-pom look if you used some little tiny pom-poms, or maybe even single crocheted another trim row and did a pom-pom, a little crocheted pom-pom on all the tips. But for my crown, we are just keeping it plain Jane. I really like this look, very simple, very clean, and this is what it looks like when it's finished if you leave off the huge pom-poms. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you loved this tutorial. If you wanted to make a child size, all you would have to do is leave off one of the repeats. So a child size will have 9 tips instead of 10, which is what the adult size. And my brain wants to say a toddler size would have 8 tips. So you just leave off 2 of the repeats. I haven't tried that yet, but theoretically that should work. If you do try that, post in the comments and let me know, because I would love to know how it worked for you. Also, that freebie I mentioned at the beginning of the video, here is a little sneak peek at what it looks like. You can grab this guy, download it, print it off, put it in your business folder, or just leave the digital copy on your device. It has 4 different ways you can market crochet crowns to your audience, with a little bit of selling tips and marketing tips kind of mixed in together on this sheet. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I am more than happy to answer them for you. If you do make a crochet crown, please be sure to tag me in any pictures at A Crafty Concept. There's nothing I love more than seeing the makes you guys create from my patterns and tutorials. Also, if you want to see more crochet patterns, be sure to browse through my videos here on YouTube or just click over to my blog. Everything that I've posted in the last year and a half is all for free on my blog, but there's also the ad-free PDF version as well if you are a printed out kind of gal. All right, I have took up enough of your time. I'm so honored you decided to hang out with me today. I will see you in the next video. Bye.